Hello, what's going on then guys? It's your boy Ben Gregson or Dilemma here, and today I wanted to showcase the new version of Zefra that I am working on for 2021. And before I get into the video, I'd like to give a massive shout to Musa, who showed me one of the cards that's in this deck list that honestly changes a lot of the things that you can do with it. It is Numeron Zefra, just for anybody who doesn't know from my previous video that I posted about 3 weeks ago. But I'm telling you now, this version is probably the most consistent version we've had in a while. With the addition of the card that we're playing, we're essentially playing 3 copies of Upstart Goblin, which get us 2 cards we actually need. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. We're playing against Flavio Palumbo, who we're both sort of mid-rating at the moment. And for premise, this was recorded last night on New Year's Eve. Before 12 o'clock had hit, so I was quite profusely intoxicated. So there are a few misplays which I will point out. But yeah, it's a good showcase of what the deck does. So my opponent's gonna grab a Red Eyes Fusion, summon the Dragoon, activate Eldland, search a Conquistador. Should probably hide his hand, but I'm going to keep his hand in full view actually. So he ends on Torrential Conquistador, 2 cards in hand, and Dragoon. So what I usually think when I'm playing against Eldlich is if they're searching Conquistador off their Eldland, a lot of the time it means they have Sanguine, right? So, in my mind I have to play around Sanguine, Conk, Dragoon. The Sanguine Conquistador is relatively easy to play around. A lot of your opponents will just like randomly Conquistador Oracle instead of Conquistador in the correct cards. Obviously this guy's at like 12k XP, so he probably won't do that, and he probably knows what Zefra cards do. But my objective with my hand is to be able to essentially play through his board and then make Metaphys Horus to steal his Dragoon. We draw the Gamma, which makes this effectively easier, and a lot easier for us to do. And this is the new card, so this is Card of Fate. So basically what Card of Fate does is both players select a card in their deck, and then 4 cards are chosen at random alongside the singular card that you choose. The cards are shuffled together, and then one of them is randomly added to your hand, the rest goes to the bottom of your deck. So DB selects these automatically, and in theory this is really bad. And I did actually say to Musa, when he first told me about this card's fucking terrible, why is everybody playing it, right? In hindsight, Musa was correct. Musa is always correct. Musa is the disciple of all things Zefra. So what's going to happen is we're going to activate Card of Fate. We're going to normal summon Planet Pathfinder, and he's just going to shotgun his Torrential, because he assumes we're on Mystic Mine, right? Like, anybody who plays Planet Pathfinder is just automatically on Mystic Mine, because everybody in Dueling Book Rate is banned. So we're going to activate Card of Fate. We're going to choose Numeron Network off of Card of Fate, because we know it's a guaranteed, like, if this resolves we win the game and we have Gamma to punch it through. Because we know he doesn't have Conk plus Lord, so he can't pop the network with anything other than Dragoon. So we would win the game on the spot if he just, like, Dragoon negated network and we went Omega, you lose the game now. But we did get Zefra enemy, so this gives us avenues to do the Metaphys Horus stuff. It means that our Zefrath can send something different when we actually get to the point of Zefrathing. Our opponent's Card of Fate adds him a copy of Red Eyes Insight. This obviously wasn't the card he picked. And this is the other thing about Red Eyes Insight, is because the other 4 cards are completely random, your opponent can just get something garbage, right? If our opponent got a hand trap Boohoo, we probably, like, there's a chance we lose the game if he got, like, Ash to his hand. But we have Gamma, so we're feeling relatively safe. Regardless if the Gamma resolves on the Ash, it forces the Dragoon negate, and we know his last set card is Conquistador, so it's nice and easy for us to play through. We're going to activate Providence and grab a copy of Oracle, and then we're going to activate the Oracle and grab a copy of Zefrath. We're just waiting for this Dragoon to activate, basically. Activate Zefrath, the Dragoon activates, we summon Gamma. So the cool thing about Dragoon not getting destroyed is this is really, really, really nice Horus, like, eating fodder. So Horus is actually going to yoink this Dragoon off of him. which is pretty cool. So we're going to use Zefra. We're going to send Zefraxi, scale of Zefraxiton. We're going to be summoning the Zefrathubin as our level 4 for Metaphys Horus. So we summon our monsters, Chilink 1 Nui, Chilink 2 Fraxi, Chilink 3 Thubin, and I just forgot to Zefra Nui search, but we fix it later on because it is a search I have declared, so I am allowed to research. We're going to summon Horus. Horus is going to yoink the Dragoon. We're going to make... There's us getting our card of Zefra Nui. Summon Croc. Make Croc 2... Croc 1, Oracle 2. We're going to stack and draw a Gamma, because we're actually going to end on Lambda if we can't kill him. So I tried to attack with Dragoon illegally, because, you know, very cool. And then some stuff happens, and it results in me doing 2,500 less damage. So I get rule shocked here. So I declare an attack with Driver, and then declare an attack with Horus, but he doesn't tell me at what point he's conquistadoring. So he conquistadors, and I attack with Horus, which means I can't attack with Driver, because Driver was the first monster that declared an attack, and I just didn't check the logs. But that's fine, we lose out on 2,500 damage, that's cool. We're going to make Lambda, which means our Gamma in hand is live, but we're just going to use Gamma for Dragoon fodder anyway. He draws Call by the Grave. His Eldland is negated by our Metaphys Horus, because this does permanently negate the card. So he's going to activate another Eldland. Eldland's going to search him a Hawkero. He's going to use Hawkero and Lord, pop the Divine Strike. We're just going to let that resolve, because exchanging Divine Strike for Lord affecting Grave that's popping the Divine Strike anyway just doesn't do anything. He's going to use Lord's Effect, and he's going to try and summon a guy. He forgets his Eldland effect. I don't know if he did that intentionally. He probably didn't do that intentionally. But now we're just going to kill him, and we're going to skip through. I'm going to click my mouse button very quickly. I'm going to go to Game 2. Now, at Game 2, I have sided out Card of Fate because it's quite bad going second. I've sided out Card of Fates for Dimension Shifters, and that's the only change I've made. So he gets to go first, and I've never seen a more insane opening hand from an Eldlich player. So you see his hand, it's Order, so we're probably losing this game anyway. Conquistador, Red Eyes Wyvern, Dark Magician, Extrav. His hand would be really bad, but this Extrav gets in there so hard, right? So he Extravs and draws Insight Judgment. So like if I had an Ash, his hand is really bad. It's just like Imperm Judgment, but it's Imperm Dragoon Judgment Conquistador, which will get him into his engine. So we're going to do some fast forwarding. Summon Dragoon, do the stuff, set 2. So he has Conquistador in hand, Order Judgment. So on the activation of Oracle, we're going to get Imperial Ordered. I'm like, that's cool. I'm going to normal summon Zefraxi, set 9 pillars, set War, and pass. So I can out this board. I can out Dragoon plus Order, because I can go War, target Order. He negates with Dragoon, I negate with 9 pillars, and it shuffles it off the board. Which means I have one top deck to beat whatever this set card is. But obviously we know he has Judgment, so he's just going to Judgment my 9 pillars, and I lose the game anyway. So, they do be like that sometimes, unfortunately. But Game 3. So Game 3, we just swap the shifters for the Card of Fates again. And our opening hand is Divine Strike, Zefraxi, Pathfinder, Terraforming, Gamma. So our hand is full combo. His hand is Wyvern again, Cosmic Droll, very, very hard card for us to beat. We happily drew Gamma, so it's fine. Lord Sanguine. So Terraform is going to grab an Oracle. He's going to draw us. We're going to Gamma. Gamma's going to fetch the Driver. We're going to summon Omega now. Use Omega, rip the Lord out of his hand, I believe. I think it was the Lord. It doesn't matter what he puts it back in his deck. He's at 12k XP and he just thought this Omega was levying it. And I thought I was drunk. Finish resolving the Oracle, grab Zefrath, put the Nui in the extra. Pendulum summon Zefra Nui. Zefra Nui affects search Providence. Providence search Path. We're then going to turn the Zefra Nui into Gravity Controller. A, because we need to get the this monster off the board with Zefrapath to be able to resolve Pathfinder for Network. And also, we want the Zefra Nui in the extra deck for Divine Strike if it ever resolves. So Path, shuffle back, Gravity Controller, normal summon Planet Pathfinder, grab Network. Networks and calling some of the 3 Numerons. And Zexal. Set the Divine Strike and pass. We're going to shotgun this in the standby phase because we don't care about anything, because he can't Gamma Res unless he has the driver in his hand, and if he has the driver in his hand, fair play. The only way he beats this is with droplets, plus a trap, plus Lord, plus a spell. That's the only way he beats our hand, and the trap has to be specifically Scarlet Sanguine to be able to do anything versus us. So we take the safe play and just shotgun Zexal. We draw for turn, we get our Omega back. Use Zefrath. Zefrath's going to send Zefraxodon. He's going to Cosmic our set card before we summon this, because he's fearing 9 pillars, which is probably understandable. So we're just going to Pendulum summon Zefrani. Zefrani is going to actually search the 9 pillars now. We're going to swing for 4,800. He's going to try and Scala, which he can't do under Zefra Path because people don't read cards. So he takes 4,800 here. Set the 9 pillars, rip a card out of his hand. We actually hit the Golden Lord again, which is kind of funny. He draws Insight for turn, we activate Zexal, and he scoops. So this is Card of Fate Numeron Zefra, which is just Numeron Zefra with Card of Fate and a couple of other spicy texts. The side deck has changed. It contains literally 0 spells and traps anymore. The extra deck's changed. Quite a lot of the main decks actually changed. It's quite different to what it used to be. But this is Zefra in 2021, and it is the best build until the new pot card comes out. And I can pretty much stand by that. If you guys would like the deck list, can we please get this video up to 20 likes? I've seen like loads of people recently rejoin the channel or subscribe to the channel because MCall40 made a video on Zefra. So because Zefra in the search bar and they find me, hello. So yeah, if this video gets to 25 likes, let's go for 25. I'll post the deck profile, and also I promised a Q&A video at 400 subs, and we hit it 2 weeks ago, and I haven't made a video. So if you have any questions for me for a Q&A style video, please leave them in the comments down below, and I'll answer them either tomorrow or the day after, depending on how many questions I get in total. And if you have watched to the end, say Card of Fate. Yeah, that's it. Have a nice day.